Well, hello again, and I hope you haven't had a day like I've had today where every time you think you're getting something done, there's some kind of interruption and it just throws you way off. It's been kind of insane, so we'll see how well we get through this. I want to say compliments to a lot of you because some of you appear to be getting in the groove. In fact, many of you appear to be getting in the groove, and you're kind of catching on to how this class works and the kinds of things you have to do to make everything work well. And just a reminder, this class is about you, and they're your answers. There aren't any right answers or wrong answers. They're your answers, so just keep on doing the kind of work you want to do. Now, I'm going to give you a secret, and we'll see how closely people pay attention to this. Listen carefully. Do not email me any more try-its. Do not email me any more try-its. I did not say don't do any more try-its. I said don't email me any more try-its. Hey, we're going to stop the 5th week, but I think you're kind of getting on to it now, and so we're going to give you the break. Don't email the try-its. You still have to do the try-its, and you still have to write the reflection paper. All I'm saying is don't email me the try-it. Now, that does not mean that you don't have to email the journal, the case study, and the study quiz. Those still have to be emailed. All I'm saying is do not email any more try-its to me. And if you have some you're working on now and you haven't sent them yet, don't email them. We'll see how people pay attention to this message. Also, your reflection papers. Some of the reflection papers, frankly, aren't long enough, and you're not saying anything. And in some cases, what you're doing is repeating what the questions are in the actual try-it that you're writing about. Don't do that. Also, in respect to nickel and dimed and those kinds of things, tell me something that lets me know something. And let me give you a couple examples. I want to read from some reflection papers that have been sent in. This is a reflection paper for Chapter 3, Try-It 4 on self-esteem. I'm going to read a part of it. After doing this exercise, I see that I'm positive, but I can always use a little extra self-esteem. And I would say that the results from this questionnaire do match my gut feelings about myself. Since high school, my self-esteem has gone way up because in high school, I never thought I could accomplish that much. But now that I have 1 degree down, I have a good job and I'm happy. That's the kind of stuff we want to see in a reflection. It talks about you. Here's someone that's talking about nickel and dime, and listen to this. And this is what we're trying to get you to do, is relate to what the book is saying. Don't just do a real sanitary answering of one of the questions. This student says, I can relate with the questions answered on a very professional level because the company I work for, and have for 9 years, only went down the drain more every month with ridiculous things that they had decided for us. The home that I worked in functioned in a very same manner. They expect you to do all the dirty work, and it's a very hard job. While you get no thank you and no benefits, not even a break, but the educated that sat behind the desk barked orders while they were on their 1-hour breaks. The system isn't fair for the working class who actually do a great deal of the work to run the place. I couldn't live on breadcrumbs. That's the kind of stuff that you're now relating to what the author is saying. Here's another nickel and dime. The biggest problem with renting just a room is that you have no access to a refrigerator and you can't make large pots of food to save it to eat through the week. That means you must spend even more money on fast food every day and buying items like ramen noodles that she mentions and their styrofoam cups of soup and heat them up in a microwave at a convenience store. That is a problem of waiting for employer health insurance. There is a problem. I'm not reading very well because I'm trying to go fast. Here's another reflection paper. This is on Chapter 3, Reflection 3. It would be difficult to tell if my instructor's learning style is tactile kinesthetic because it's an online class. and I do not know if I had him in class if there would be more hands-on activities. By completing this activity, though, I learned that it's difficult to pinpoint one person's learning style. And then finally, this is about the receptive learning styles. In high school, I was not allowed to highlight in my textbooks since I was just renting them. So when I got to college, I was super excited that I'd get to write in and highlight my textbooks. I use all of the highlight marks for later reference. When I'm studying, I make flashcards based on what I highlight in the text. It makes it much easier to study than having to go back through and read all the material again. In conclusion, this exercise matched me perfectly. I love doing it and learning more about myself. I think it'll make me keep my study habits since they seem to be working. This is what we're talking about. So please keep going. Now, on the grade sheet, there's some pink numbers. That means a lot of things. One, if it's a 0, it's very late. If it's a pink number with a grade completed, then it was late. If it's yellow, it's late, but not severely late. And it's just like it's always 1 week behind in the yellow. The yellow will turn to pink if you don't turn in the assignment. What that means is that I will actually look at how many pinks there are and how many yellows there are. And as you know, we don't give pluses and minuses at Ivy Tech. So if you get, let's say a 79, if you got a lot of yellows and pinks, that 79 is going to stay a 79, a high C. And if you had a lot of no pinks, no yellows, then that very easily could be an 80, which would make your grade a B. Think about that. You must do all assignments in this class. A 0 is not near as helpful to you as a 60, which in essence is a failing grade. But 60 points are better than 0 points. And then finally, you need to take the tests and you need to participate in the discussion boards and make sure you're doing that. Now, with respect to your grade sheets, don't worry right now about how you're doing in isolation. Go to the far end of the grade sheets and look and see what's going on there with respect to the grade overall. For instance, I'm looking in one of the classes and there's some high 70s, some mid 70s. That's what you want to compare to. So if you got a 78 and somebody else has a 79, you're all in the same ballpark. Also, please note on the final project grade, I have filled in 70. That's so you can see what your grade would be today. Now that 70 means you would get on your final paper at least a 70, at least a very low C on your final paper. I expect all of you to do at least B's and A's on that final paper, so that'll kind of help you a lot. I hope you have a great week. The weather's supposed to get warmer. I hope that all the snow melting doesn't cause anyone any problems with flooding. And you're doing good work. And keep it up. And don't be so guarded about yourself. We got a couple of old fuddy-duddies in the class that say, I don't want to talk about myself. You know what? It might be a good idea for you to talk about yourself. For one thing, I'm the only one that's going to see it. For the other thing, you need to probably let loose and maybe help yourself a little bit. Anyhow, have a great week. Enjoy the warm temperatures. Don't forget, if you go out to sun yourself, wear your special sunscreen so you don't get too sunburned. We'll see you next week. Have a good one. Bye.